there everyone, thanks to my new subscribers and to my old subscribers. So tonight I'm going to do what are his thoughts about you, pick a card. You choose number 1 or 2 and the timestamps are in the description box. What are his thoughts about my channel viewer? What are his thoughts about my channel viewer? Of course, if this reading resonates, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fiverr account. My website is a PayPal service, so you can send me the funds with a message or you can email me. My Fiverr account is a service facility and you need your Google details or your Facebook details to log into that facility. So we have the butterfly on the left and the clouds on the right. So this is 1, this is 2 if you want to choose number instead. So I'll start off with the butterfly. I'll actually do some clairvoyance on this, I feel. That's the best thing. It's always interesting. Okay, what are his thoughts? I feel that he was in a third party situation before, so he's just thinking about how that's broken up, how he's rejected the third party situation and how he moved away from you in the past and he wants to return to you, because I feel that he's starting to feel the wash of those emotions go over him. So he really wants to move towards you now. So I feel like this is a bit of a reconciliation pile for some people. But it seems to me that this is a person that doesn't quite get there, but they try to get there. So that gives me the impression that he has every intention of returning to you, but I feel that his thoughts are he needs to get back to you. And he feels that love, and he feels that you would accept him back because he's finished with the third party situation. He's finished seeing other women. He's done with it. I feel also whatever partying ways he had, because I get the impression this guy's quite a partier, that's been put to rest because he's probably sobered up or something like that, given what's happening in the current environment. So I feel that has led to clarity, just getting out of that environment where he's not really seeing or thinking clearly enough. Well, he's starting to think over you a lot more. So that's why he wants to return to you. So I feel he's starting to understand or thinking about what genuine love is, and he's also starting to think about how you showed him genuine love, and so he wants to return to you. He really wants to do that, but I don't feel he's quite there yet. I feel he's like on his way, so he feels like he's halfway up the scale to reconciliation, but not there yet. That's what it feels like to me. Like there seems to be some hoops that he has to jump through, or some steps that he needs to take to get there. I feel he's thinking about how he's been seriously betrayed, and not only by girlfriends, but by his male friends and his professional male friends. I feel that your person is or was in a profession, and he's really just getting a lot of clarity. So it tells me that he's been in a little bit of a confused state about things, and it could be because I feel this person is a big socializer. So it could be just the socialization aspect which has calmed down, and now he's seeing very clear and thinking clearly too, because he sees you as somebody like he wants to build a love with, really build a love with. And I feel it has something to do with the fact he's gone through a transition process, and the current environment has kind of pushed him into a new phase of that. You know, because before he probably was still socializing, because I get a guy that probably was pulled in to these situations and particular scenes, but not for the right reasons, you know, just for the sake of things. And when he wasn't taking care of himself, I get the impression that he wasn't really thinking about what he was doing. And so he'd become more and more distracted. And that distraction has caused him to see people he wouldn't ordinarily see, and to trust people he wouldn't ordinarily trust. Because I feel this person's very loving, but they need a lot of support, a lot of nurturing. So it tells me very clearly here that he's thinking about how he was betrayed and how you loved him and how he should have seen your love through. That's what he's thinking about. And I feel it has a lot to do with some betrayals that have happened just recently. So his journey to you might be compromised by the current environment, but it says that he truly wants to rebuild your relationship. Take it to the next step. I feel that your relationship was at a foundation stage, and he wants to take next steps. So he wants to express himself or get romantic with you, something like that. It shows me very clearly. Okay, so I'll just see what the cards have said. The Gathering in reverse. Community, kinship, companionship. So obviously that's all broken up now. The Relics of Lemuria, fragments, memory, reclaiming. So he's thinking about you a lot. He's picking up the pieces. Temple of Dreams, sacred dreams, prophecies, dream journeys. So he's dreaming about getting back to you. The Seer, future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. So he's seeing like a psychic about you, seeing whether this is what I'm saying, he's seeing what he can do to get back to you, because I feel like it's not really etched in stone. He can't just get back to you. There's some kind of process. So he's finding out whether you feel the same way for him as he does for you. And obviously it's all been broken up, whatever third party scenarios were happening, which seemed to be quite a bit. He seemed to be socializing quite a bit in the past, and that's in being left in the past, because it's saying, even though it seemed bright, like it seemed exciting, it seemed to bring him some kind of happiness, it also says that it was quite a dark experience, because he wasn't really making progress. So he's getting out of that social scene and really starting to make decisions and thinking about your memory. And there must be something that happened in his life which broke up his circumstances. So he must have gone through something, because it shows that, you know, he threw himself into the social sphere. He threw himself into just, I don't know, taking a very careless approach to his social life. He just felt he needed a distraction, and maybe that was the distraction he needed, but it didn't bring him anything. So it really broke up his situation even more, and it separated him from you. So he is thinking about dream journeys. He is thinking about going to you. It is a solid plan. It's a solid dream. It's something that he thinks over quite a bit, dreams about quite a bit. He's daydreaming about you. He's sleep dreaming about you. You seem to be a very prominent person in his sphere, but he has tensions, and I feel that's what's been keeping him away from you. There was no hope of reconciliation in the past, and you might be able to relate to that, but it seems, oh, I've just tipped the deck and it says 11 Skyfire, messages, channels and information. So he might be contacting you. That's the thought. That's the dominant thought. He wants to get in contact. So I'll just see what this one says. The Healing Temple, restoration, cure and safety. So he's getting through those obstacles. He's healing. And that's what will bring him back to you. And the Angel Gate, cleansing, protection, blessing. So it's protected by spirit. And of course that's somebody in flight. So it could well happen. Gives me 1 month. And gives me the number 2 here. So 1 to 2 months you could hear from this person. Because I feel it's not a full physical reconciliation. There's some kind of process. So you could get a message in 1 to 2 months. So yeah, that was a nice reading. You have a person that lost their way and is coming back to you, which I feel is promising. But the tensions are still there at the moment, see, and I feel that's what's still keeping them from you. But also it coincides with what's happening in the world. A lot of people are tense. Okay, so that was deck 1. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fire account. My website is a PayPal service, so you can send me the funds with a message or you can email me. My Fiverr account is a service facility and you need your Google details or your Facebook details to log into that facility. See you next time. This is deck 2, so I'm doing what are his thoughts about you, pick a card. This is the clouds. So first of all, I'm going to do like a clairvoyant reading and then I'm going to see what the cards say. So I get the impression here that your person is thinking about you as being somebody they look upon as highly intelligent. Somebody who encapsulates love for them, but they feel or think that it's not happening because there hasn't been any type of action between you. Because this is somebody who is very matter of fact, very rational, very logical. They seem to think about how love could apply. It's like they need to feel in, colour in the love, colour in the love heart, you know? And that gives me the impression that in terms of love, they're a little bit immature because they're highly intelligent, but they feel like they're on the outside looking into love. So, but they're very cute in that way. And I feel that when you met this person, you felt that sweetness. So there's a blankness to it. It's like they think about love, but it's more a respect on an intellectual level they have for you. So you must be very forthright, or you must be very talkative. There's something about you that's very logical that they appreciate. But this person must be an air sign or have a lot of air in their chart, because they come across as a person that doesn't quite get there in love. So I feel their thoughts on you are like vague in terms of love, but their thoughts are highly, like, it's like a respect that they have for you. It's like they see you clearly, very front. I see an image of them looking at you square and just imagining looking at you and trying to engage a romantic feeling in their mind and in their heart, but no, never quite getting there. And I feel it has a lot to do with the fact that they know you, but they haven't been able to initiate anything with you. So it's like they have a warped perception of love. And so their thought on you is like objective at the moment. It's not subjective. And I feel it has a lot to do with the fact that you are extremely intellectually compatible, and conversation-wise, you are very compatible. So it's like you enjoy one another's company immensely, and I feel those intense feelings of love are there, but they need to be filled in for some reason. It could be because your association was very swift, or it could be because it's very hard to access this person's heart. It's very hard to access them on an emotions level. That's the impression I get. Because this person is highly intelligent and they live in their head, and they don't really feel with their heart, and it's a little bit of a frustrating thing, I think. So I feel this person thinks about how devoted they are to you and how loyal they are to you as a friend. So that gives me the impression that you are highly compatible. There was something between you which was very compatible. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a heavenly soulmate or a twin, something like that. But it feels more like a soulmate connection to me, like a very strong soulmate connection. And I don't feel there's a lot of karma attached to it. There might be a little bit, because there's some darkness there, but it's not, it's more external to you being together, because you together are perfect. But there seems to be something around you or something around him which means that you have to work through things separately on a karmic level, and sometimes that clashes. So maybe there is a little bit of karma attached to it, but as far as your connection is concerned, it's quite a good karmic connection. Because I see just two people that are perfect for one another. But that intellectual separate, the intellectual separation in your person, the separation, like it's a very male type of thinking where they separate their emotions from their intellectual self. So it's like very hard to access this person on an emotions level, and I think they'd be very shocked if you tried to initiate something on a romantic level. It seems to me you've got to work with this person on a friendship level and then start to feel in the love, That's the impression I get. But we'll see what the cards have said. So I'll just give you the shuffle. What are his thoughts on my channel viewer? Oracle, sacred living, spirit speaking and intervention. Mountain lights, light beings, portals, subtle energies. The liminal dance, delicacy, fragility and transience. So that's Stonehenge, so it's definitely a soul connection. The Green Man, rising, energy surge, fertility. So it's a very friendly connection. Gift, present, honouring, offering. So I can see that this person returning home, transition, life between lifetimes and loving welcome. So it's an extremely strong soulmate connection. But the bottom card shows the full moon temple, celebration, peak, transcendent moment. So there is a little bit of karma there. So I feel this is going to take a while to develop. You can see that this person is very career focused. And that there's a past life connection, because it says life between lifetimes and transition. So I feel that into the future there's a chance, because you welcome this person. And you seem to be very friendly. I just get the impression here that this is a pretty solid connection from Stonehenge being here. Very solid, very friendly. But this person, is very much into their thinking about things. So I feel your person's facing obstacles and they're thinking over those obstacles quite a bit, and there's like a mountain to move. So it's serious. That's what the darkness is, the karma. But also it shows how you're connected on a spiritual plane. Very strongly connected, very friendly. And it's almost as if, you're two pillars that hold up a rock together. It's like a very solid foundational friendship that he thinks about constantly. Because you can see here, this is the oracle, so this person could be trying to find out more, but you can see it's a woman here in the light. So that tells me that you're constantly on this person's mind, but they're not looking upon you as like a love person, somebody to love. They're looking upon you as somebody who's a light in their life through constant difficulties, and that the blossoming of this relationship is something into the future. As you can see here, and there's a devotion there. There's still there's a spark that has to be lit in your person to cause for their spirit to understand, or to conjure love in their heart. That's kind of the impression I get. But I feel love is a type of devotion to this person. It's not a romantic feeling. So it says there's possibility here, and it shows the transition, the life between lifetimes, and the loving welcome, which tells me there is a possibility that there could be a reconciliation. But they're just working through something. So it's definitely about being an inspiration to this person and working on the friendship, working on your friendship, so things can evolve into the future. So I feel it's a lovely connection. But your person obviously has something serious that they're dealing with. But your connection, you're the person that grounds them during these difficult times. And it could have something to do with the current environment, but I feel there's something else. There's something else that they're dealing with. It also, it's kind of gives me the impression that they experienced like a very cold relationship and with somebody, and they might be going through a divorce with that person, or a breakup, a serious breakup, and there are serious obstacles, serious legal obstacles. So that's one thing. And this person looks upon you as somebody who's independent. So they keep you there as a constant in their life, a friend, but they think, they're constantly thinking about things, and so it's very difficult to get things moving with this person unless you're in the same space with them. So I feel it's more like a future thing, but it says it's going to take some time, and I feel it has something to do with their difficulties. Okay, so that was deck 2. If this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal reading, my details are in the description box below with a link to my website and to my Fiverr account. My website is a PayPal service, so you can send me the funds with a message, or you can email me. My Fiverr account is a service facility, and you need your you need your Google details or your Facebook details to log into that facility. See you next time.